Queen believes he's a hunter himself.
He needs to be eliminated.
We just need to spill a little human blood.
These monsters we're hunting, they have a leader.
The Queen, she's underground. Let's do this.
The final season of The Flash begins Wednesday, February 8th.
Now at 10, a police pursuit of a stolen truck ends in tragedy. An innocent driver is killed when the chase comes to a crashing end.
Plus, a quiet community shaken by a horrific crime. 3 members of one family found shot to death inside their home. The latest on the victims and the manhunt for their killer.
And road rage rampage. Police say the pipe-wielding man in this dash cam video is under arrest. What we're learning about the 36-year-old suspect and what may have led to his violent outbursts now on the news at 10. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. We begin with breaking news in Panorama City, where a police pursuit has come to a deadly end.
Officials say a suspect in a stolen truck slammed into an innocent driver, killing the victim instantly. Pedro Rivera live at the scene tonight. Pedro.
Yeah, Micah, sure. We're standing about a football field away from where that collision happened. Take a look over my shoulder. You see where that white tent is set up. That was put there just about 15 minutes ago as investigators are continuing to try to piece together what exactly happened. But we do know, as you guys mentioned, that stolen vehicle, the person behind that wheel, collided into a silver sedan really close to Kaiser Permanente, if you're familiar with this area here in Panorama City. We want to show you some video here taken from Sky 5 over the scene, where you see both a black truck and a silver sedan crushed after the collision came to an end. LAPD confirms that Foothill Division officers were in pursuit of a stolen vehicle just after 7:45 tonight. That pursuit started on El Dorado Avenue in Pacoima, which is about a block away from Whiteman Airport. They were in pursuit of that black Toyota Tacoma, and during the chase, the suspect, they say, made it here to the intersection of Lanark and Woodman, which is about 4 miles from where this pursuit began. That black truck collided with the silver compact sedan right in front of the plaza, and unfortunately, the driver inside that vehicle has passed away. We don't know if anyone else was inside that car, but we do know, again, one person died there. A passenger in the stolen truck was taken to the hospital for unknown injuries. Sky 5 at one point capturing emergency crews as they were tending to one of the people outside of the vehicle, eventually putting that person onto a stretcher and into an ambulance. Again, not having to go very far. There are several hospitals here, including Kaiser Permanente across the street from where the collision happened. The suspect who allegedly started this entire ordeal is in custody tonight. It is still very early in the investigation, so we don't have any names of the victims or the suspects confirmed at this point, but we do know that, again, that innocent driver that was in that silver sedan has died. We are waiting for LAPD to begin a press conference here in just a while. The public information officer should be giving us more information about what happened here. I would encourage anyone who lives in this area to try to avoid it, take some alternate routes around the closure, because Woodman is closed off until Roscoe Boulevard. And back out here live, you see the crime scene tape is still up, and investigators are still looking at both of those vehicles. That white tent, as you see, is lit up as they are focusing their attention on those vehicles. We don't know, again, who was inside that car or the name of the suspect, but as soon as that press conference begins right here, we will be here. We'll get more information for you as soon as possible. Reporting live in Panorama City, Pedro Rivera, KTLA 5 News.
Pedro, thank you. A shocking discovery in Montclair, where a couple in their 60s and their adult son are found shot to death in their home. Tonight, authorities are searching for clues in the slayings that stunned the quiet community.
KTLA's John Fenolio is live with more on the victims and the investigation tonight. John.
Sure, Micah, this level of violence has really stunned this Montclair community. That is the home where these 3 bodies were found late Monday. Tonight, investigators aren't saying much, only that a suspect remains at large.
A gruesome discovery at this Montclair home.
No! Oh my gosh!
Neighbors shocked to learn that a beloved local family was murdered late Monday.